Ow. Just headbutt me.
Well, welcome to Dungeon World with Amell, week number 12. There is a gato. That at least this time we don't have to see its butt. There's no
Hi.
chosen cat butt this time so far. We are out without Sioris today. He has to work, so we're going with the three of us: Bomi, Connell, and Limrut. As Colt is temporarily taking a vacation. So
Calming down after the shit fest that happened.
yep. So I will play as Sioris and actually use his character instead of as an NPC. So I'll actually use defends and his valor and all that kind of crap. So
Cool.
that more
Is it
like,
gonna be possible for him to die this session?
yeah, but I really don't like. I don't likely see you guys actually dying on this fight. So there's a good chance you could die if you screw up royally.
What did I say, Mike?
If
What
you
did
guys
I
screw
say?
up royally, you could die.
So
It does-
inaction is probably our friend.
I guess. But I guess we'll go with we'll just kind of go with the we'll start off the session of you guys you're flying on your griffins towards
And
the
we're talking.
Griffin Peak, and then you see Valencia go. So with Colt gone, how we plan on taking this thing out of the sky? If something, well, if you guys are going to get the egg. You don't actually know there's a dragon there, but you go. So if there's a dragon, how do we plan on getting this thing out of the sky? Since Colt was our only real range person.
Even if we had ranged people, it's not smart to fight a dragon in the sky anyway.
It
The
wouldn't
sky
be in
is
the
more
sky.
their domain.
And he looks and he goes, okay, but how are we going to make it land?
Well, I assume that, like most dragons, they have a stash of loot that they'll be
This
protecting. So
cult-
while the loot is a great idea and a great thing to grab, even though the dragon is our objective right now, I think that if we go for its loot, it'll be forced to pretty much try and protect it, and then it'll be more on a solid ground because they can't just have the gold and diamonds and everything floating around. So we can try and approach from that idea.
This cult,
That's if there's one there, yeah. Colt.
this cult you speak of, how was he able to take down this dragon?
Well, he was ranged. He could shoot things. As far as I know,
He was usually able to pin down things, so it's kind of hard for a dragon to keep flapping its wings if you're able to pin it
someone's getting
down.
mauled by bullets.
So you're saying he's a pretty strong ally.
Valencia looks and goes, he could be strong, but he's
He could be stronger.
a little off his rocker. I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of why he's taking a break right now.
He was pretty much the only guy that could calm me down, but it's okay. Him not being here, surely nothing will go wrong.
I nod slowly, like agreeing with the group, and
Yeah, he separated from the group for a while because he got upset at one of them, and I think right now he's researching a way to further.
not only get my. All right, this is Colt. Colt is at the moment he's trying to calm down, and B researching the runes while
He's relaxing at a gay strip club.
Sure.
Aaron's eyes, he's like, no.
If Aaron wants to allow.
No.
But I
I'm
think
actually
he's-
reading other things too, so you guys can converse while I read things.
All right.
Explain what Colt's doing during this whole conquest that we're doing, I guess.
Like I said, he's just trying to calm down. He's gonna try different methods, probably like meditate or I don't know, burning essences and stuff. Just trying to relax a little bit. But as soon as he's done being relaxed, he's getting right back to work, and he's going to be researching runes. He's going to keep trying them out. He's going to use different substances with the runes, trying to see if he has to do them in a certain order, and waiting for a reaction of some sort.
Once he's able to learn how to do the
He's gonna
ruin
have-
to affect me, is he going to continue ruin research to see if he's able to advance it in other ways?
Actually, yes, we've.
When you say substance, do you mean drugs?
Yes.
He's actually was already thinking about after he did fire, or after he learned how to do the whole runes with fire and work with that, he was gonna go for other things that might be an issue.
Yeah, because I
Well,
think
in
in
particular,
the
but he
fall,
was
Limrod
planning-
changes to a cold being, so hopefully he'll be able to figure that out.
Yeah, he was already thinking about doing other runes because after he got the fire ones down, he'd know how to get them to work. He'd just need to figure out different runes at that point and work with those and try to figure them out. So that's what Colt's doing. He's probably not going to get a lot of progress done, but hopefully he'll make some progress. There's going to be a lot of burnt stuff because he's going to be doing the runes and then burning things to see if they work or not. So, hopefully he doesn't burn down the inn.
Well, hopefully he's getting together with mages and alchemists alike to try and not just advance his own study, but also assist them maybe in their studies, because they'd probably be interested in
I'd
both of
only
it.
be able to get help from alchemists.
Why not mages? The mages would probably think a protection from other mages would be probably pretty good, and he might be able to
learn from it. But according to Amell, mages aren't the ones that screw with runes; it's the alchemists.
Correct.
They don't, but they'd be able to assist you with the fire side of it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, kind of, you would be offering them.
Is there an
good,
alchemist in that
knowledge.
town, Amell?
You guys don't really know any friendly alchemists, and they're very rare to find. So,
All right. Well, we'll worry about if Colt finds a friendly alchemist.
the only slightly friendly one you've ever heard of was Balder.
Of course.
And I don't think anybody actually knows him in this group.
Nope.
Aaron, recognize this?
I'm not looking at what you're doing, so no.
Let's see. What about this?
I can't read. It's too blurry, man.
Whoa.
Tops. I don't know what I'm supposed to recognize about it. Are those ones from Ryan when he brought back?
No.
Then I don't know.
Trying to find one that's more.
So what you're saying is back to the conversation on the griffins. Fighting this dragon is a bad idea.
Nah, it's a good idea.
Oh, that's a terrible.
Hey, it's either that or
Terrible
burn down a
idea.
tree.
So you want this egg, yes?
I don't want an egg. I want to kill this dragon. This dragon pretty much fucked up my village and was killing a lot of people. And then in my rage, I think I scared off the dragon, but I think I've annihilated the rest of our town and civilization in the process by losing myself.
It's horrible.
And then I grasp onto the necklace. I'm like, this is pretty much all of the bodies of my entire village. Pushed into a diamond, a black diamond.
It's awful.
Yep,
Sorry,
I'm an awful human being.
Sorry, you have to live with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had a couple years to think about it.
Jack kind of like
So?
leans over to like bow me on hers and goes, "He's not human."
How does he know a dragon even exists?
I also want to know, why do we have a lizard with us in the first place?
I want to know why the fuck we're going to an egg. We could just buy eggs.
He looks at you and goes, "Oh, no. That was because Sionis talked to a blacksmith, and the blacksmith said he needed the magical power from the egg to convert 2 magical items into 1.
That's a
Oh,
waste.
right. That's why we're doing this.
So, yes.
Said Colt sitting in the inn.
And
He's
then
like,
you-
oh yeah, they were going for the egg for that shitty idea. All right.
And then Jack kind of makes a point and goes, "But isn't going for the egg kind of delaying our, quest we were given, to help the city out? How do we know that blacksmith's even going to still be there by the time, you get there?" So, all right, you guys fly for a little while. It takes you most of the day. You arrive at the top of Griffin's Peak, which
This place
think-
is cold.
it is freezing but cold. Limrut, you feel slightly less warm than you typically do, but it's still pretty comfortable for you.
Yeah, I
Val-
become a little bit more hard.
Yes. So, Valencia...
Couldn't keep a straight face.
So, you see Lazy Eye Jack, Valencia, like Smog and all them, even Connell, they all put on, like, these heavier jackets. And then you see, like, Bomi, and Sioris, somebody else?
Wearing the
like,
same
like
shit.
their normal clothes, just kind of, like, trying to warm up. So, it's late at night. You guys can trek through the night if you want to, but it's going to be a lot harder to see anything in front of you and potentially fall off the cliffside. Because think in front of you is just a vast, like, winter, like, wasteland that you can't see the end of it. but it's still not super huge.
Am I allowed to cast Unseen Servant and then cast Light on the Unseen Servant?
Am I able to cast a very long staff and then just kind of hold it out for a light source?
Bomi puts her
Sure.
cape of camouflage on.
All right.
Bomi gets camouflaged in the snow because it's a mountain terrain.
I have on my cape as well.
We see her footsteps and she smells like shit.
You can smell me.
No, mine doesn't smell like
Bomi
shit.
doesn't smell like crap. Bomi
Yep.
actually got a cape of camouflage off the assassin.
Yeah, but it doesn't help when you already smell like crap.
Oh,
Not only that, but like I said, that we see her feet
crunch.
in the snow.
That's not what your dad said.
What?
Anyways, no, the cloak doesn't make you invisible if you're walking.
Yeah, I know.
Like, when you stand still. Is
What about me? When
Puts it on and then starts like walking.
Right
like,
now, is my
It's
character
to keep me
invisible?
warm.
No, you're not. Why would you be invisible?
I have my cloak on.
remember he put on. Yeah, he put on the.
Are you covering your head too?
Yeah.
All right, so you're invisible, and then you have this one hand.
When I
sticking
move,
out.
am I still invisible?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you just smell
yeah.
like shit.
You just smell horrible.
Yeah, well, you all smell like shit too.
So
If I could actually smell stuff and it didn't burn in my nose. All right, so I have to roll a what was it, burning brand or?
yes, a burning brand is your craft a spell.
And I have one thing saved up, by the way,
Okay, right, yeah.
just as a head note.
Why don't
Before
I
something
see it?
bad happens, I'm like,
Brand
surely
new.
I had one saved up for something like this, and then
I want to cast light on something. Does anyone have any useful objects to be able to cast light on?
immediately you see this large glowing rod come out of my hand.
More than one light source would be useful.
And I guess since I'm going to make it pretty much for light source, I'm going to try and stick with that motto by saying that it's going to keep the dangerous tag. It's just going to have +1 damage and pretty much +1 damage, I guess, because it's just going to glow very brightly, and it is supposed to be dangerous because it wasn't meant to actually be used for attack.
Okay.
Could I somehow make it even brighter?
Can we not make it brighter?
Can we make it even brighter so the
No.
dragon can just come to us early?
In
Oh.
the dark.
Yes.
No.
Alright.
I would say like Lisa Jack kind of leans over and goes, "The new guy doesn't have the smartest brains. We're probably
Hey!
better off. We're probably better off finding a place to rest, and maybe a cave or something we can do."
So right now, correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
but so now I have this rod of glowing light. So the flickering of light on my face, wherever the light flickers, I become visible, and wherever it's not, I disappear.
Sure. Good with this. So, all right. So you guys are up on the top. Do you want to look for a cave somewhere? What do you want to do? Because it's night. You need to rest. There's no way unless you guys think it's a good idea to travel around at nighttime to fight a dragon on a cliff, top of a cliff.
Yeah.
Let's find somewhere to
200%.
rest.
Of course, the fucking teenage girl wants to fight.
I will.
I think we need to try and get a vantage point to try and
Is this
see if we can spot where the dragon stays, so that we can try and go for its loot.
Is this a discern realities roll? I want to look around for a cave.
Give me a. It's gonna be a 2d6 plus. I don't want it to be bonds like that. I want a luck one here. So let's go with. Yeah, let's just go with wisdom. Is fine. Let's go with 2d6 plus your wisdom.
Well,
4.
that's a good start.
So there are you can. You
I
guys
marked experience for this,
Search. You guys search around and you see you can mark experience. Yeah.
Wait,
see-
what? Wait, he just did a roll to try and find what?
A
The
cave.
cave.
A cave?
You guys see no caves
Wait.
anywhere nearby you.
Okay.
Sick roll, dude.
I say, yeah. I'm trying to think if I want to or not. All right, so
Kono looks around thoroughly and sees nothing.
So I say let's try and post up for the night and see if we can spot where the dragon leaves and comes back in, and see if we can find out where he stays, so that maybe we can try and find him. Otherwise, I'll try and put my hot rod into snowy areas to see if I can make like a little igloo hole where we can stay the night.
Okay.
We should look for some trees that maybe canopy over each other.
They're in Valencia goes, there will be no trees up this high.
Is there a cliff ledge that I see somewhere?
Oh yeah, there's a cliff that's like behind
Oh,
you,
we're
maybe like
really,
10,
really
15
high.
feet. You're way up at the
When
top
I
of
put
this
my
place.
hand against the cliff ledge, am I able to start melting in an indent?
It's rock. So like you melt a little bit through the snow and then it's just rock. I don't really believe that you can
and
actually.
so this is different from metal.
I don't believe necessarily you can cut a hole perfectly. Sure, you put a little small hand-sized little like hole into it.
Can I paw print it away, like push it away?
No.
I go, damn, this GM's with
We all look at you.
Who are you, God?
The lizard.
Damn you, Aaron, God of lameness.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You want to dig a hole in the side of a freaking ridge.
I melt weapons, metal weapons with
Yeah,
my hands.
you take your time. It doesn't take like 2 seconds to do.
Damn, my arch nemesis, rock.
Can't you take that giant stick that you have and kind of just like shove it into the mountain and like?
No, I think that my only thing I can do is probably melt away snow for like an igloo and maybe like a cleft edge of like snow where it's really heavy. Try and make like a, like how a kid would make like a hole. Well, I'd melt it back a bit so that it would kind of refreeze as ice on the inside, but it'd leave us a place to kind of sleep.
Okay.
Plus, it'd be kind of camouflage because, like, you can't really notice a hole in the snow, especially flying above it.
It sounds dangerous, but I feel like it would be safe.
It sounds safer to me than standing out in the middle of nowhere.
Little side
That's
note.
Lazy Eye Jack stepping in on that one.
Little side note. I think it was either last year or the year before when it like snowed a lot here. My brother and we actually dug like a hole under the snow, like big enough for us, and we'd just crawl into it. Like there was a mountain of snow above it. If it fell down, we would have just died. But we were dumb enough to just dig a hole under it and crawl.
So there's a winter that you and your brother dug a hole to hang out together in?
No, just one person. It was only one person.
I'm just trying to clarify the story because, other people might view it differently.
Well, there you go. It was a one-person sized hole.
Oh,
You're a one-person size hole.
yeah. That's
me.
that's what your mom said.
Oh,
You have a one-person size hole.
All right. Anyways, so you guys craft this little like makeshift little night place to rest. Everybody consume 1 dungeon ration for the night.
Conal doesn't have to do shit. Conal's got some dungeon rations on him already. You notice that Conal's dungeon rations are a little bit fancier than yours.
The best kind of fancy. So, you guys rest tonight. Okay, you're gonna do a take? We're gonna take watch tonight and keep an eye out because you don't know if there's anything up here or not. So, who's taking first watch?
Why are we watching?
Would you
I call
rather?
dibs. I call dibs.
No, I would say that, like, as opposed to be watching out for danger, I'd like them to try and spot the dragon so that we know where he is, so that our adventure in the morning is easier to try and find this place.
That's kind of the same idea as taking
Mike,
watch.
where'd you go?
I call dibs.
To put the clock on silent and then to rewind it.
Okay, so who's taking? So Bomi's taking first watch. Who's taking second, third, fourth?
I will sleep.
So you're not
Don't-
taking a watch?
I look at Lazy Eye Jack. I'm like, how about with your one good eye, you take watch?
He looks at you and goes, I don't think, with this snow that I could keep a very good watch. It's probably better for, your salamander eyes to do it.
Racist.
I don't know. I think your lazy eye looks pretty adventurous.
It might be adventurous, but this isn't the kind of
I can
adventure
only
he
watch in
enjoys.
one direction. It looks like you're able to kind of look at
He goes, look, I'm not taking watch. I haven't taken watch before. I'm not doing it now. It's not a safe time to do it. Either you take watch or nobody does it during that time.
You want to take watch with me?
No.
You wanna watch me, watch you, watch me, watch you take watch?
Yeah.
Amell's thinking about
I
what
slick
that
back
is.
my
I'm
hair.
just
I go,
ignoring him.
all right. I go, all right.
Oh, cat's scared. All right.
What's that noise? So, Mike, when are you taking watch?
I will take watch third.
After he's done fucking
All
his
right,
dad.
so Connell, are you taking second or fourth?
Connell will take the last watch, the one where
Alright, so I'm second watch.
I wake up and then don't go back to bed.
Okay, go ahead and Bomi make me a take watch roll.
Better watch good boy.
Oops.
Girl. I mean,
It's plus wisdom, right?
I don't know. I don't check these things. That's why I have a macro.
I don't
Yes, it's plus
remember.
wisdom.
How do you do? I
I remember this.
people were
Genius.
whispering.
Fuck.
How do you whisper
Really?
the GM? Like a roll.
Slash GM or slash whisper GM and then
Slash whisper. Do I have to put a space?
yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Slash W
GM.
space GM and then type something to me.
Unrecognized command.
I rolled a 7.
Because I have it whispering to what's his face, Sioris or whatever.
Unrecognized command. Am I not doing this right?
Yay. I whispered to myself with no problem. Slash W GM. Yay.
Oh, slash W.
Yeah.
I was putting
God, you-
slash, like the entire word.
Hack and slash.
No, whisper.
All right, I gotta look up the rules for Take Watch. Let me do that.
So wait.
Roll it up. Off today.
Got him.
Basic moves handouts. Take
So
Watch
wait.
is a special move.
Get your funnel
Take Watch. When you're on watch and something approaches the camp, roll plus wisdom. On a 10 plus, you're able to wake the camp and prepare a response. Everyone in the camp takes plus 1 forward. 7 to 9, you react just a moment too late. Companions are awake but haven't had time to prepare. They have their weapons and armor but little else. On a miss, whatever looks outside has a drop on you. So
But that's only if something's approaching.
that's only if something's approaching. So Bomi, you just kind of hear through the night. You just kind of hear like crunching of snow, and just little noises here and there. Just things that might be kind of sound a little spooky to you. But nothing else really happens during your time.
During my watch, can I mess with my ring? The one that I don't know what it does?
Sure. What do you want to do?
I just want to put it on.
Okay. Let me take a look at this thing here first.
YOLO!
How do you roll and whisper at the GM? Because I can't seem to figure that out.
Is my character able to melt rings?
You can melt.
Don't touch my rings, you bitch.
Slash whisper GM.
I'll end you.
Slash
Well,
whisper
Look up Sioris's macro. I have it set up on his.
2d6. Slash whisper GM. Do I need to put slash roll 2d6 after I do that? I don't understand.
Why are you whispering your roll?
No, I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Like,
No.
I don't care that you guys.
know.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to whisper. A roll.
I don't think you can whisper a roll, dude.
You can. I do it with Mocha all the time with the curse.
Slash GM
But that's a macro I have set up for that one.
slash roll
Weird. I don't understand that.
2d6.
Figure it out later.
Or is an
All
arrow?
right. So I'm gonna take watch and let's see what happens with Sioris. Boom.
Oh, what a shithead.
I'm gonna click a thingy over here.
Wait, does anything happen with my ring?
Oh yes, your ring. I was looking that up. My bad.
Wow.
So
The fuck? I don't understand.
So does the ring just emit some great bright light that brings all dragons upon us?
okay. So how long
Randomly.
you just put it on, or do you leave it
Like,
on?
put
for a
it on,
while,
take
or-
it off. Put it on, take it off.
All right. Nothing happens.
No, like,
Nothing happens.
damn.
I mean, you feel maybe a little like sick, but
it's
nothing actually
Oh.
happens.
her
That's
first
what
time,
happens.
so
Is that the one where the eye pops out?
No.
no,
Oh, it's the
a
other
different one. How the
Put it
fuck
on me and then leave it on my character.
slash
No. Fuck you, it's my ring.
roll slash 2d6? There's got to be like a list of commands.
You always just go into the other.
Do you do anything else with the ring, or do you just like put it off and on a few times and that's
Yeah, just off and on. Yeah.
Going into the other
nothing
roll.
happens at all?
Homie even feels sick and decides to
Well, I mean,
tell Sorass that
off and on a bunch
it's
of times. Of course,
his
he's
watch.
gonna feel sick. All right, so Soras roll. He wakes up grudgingly. During his
Are you saying that 4 is his roll?
4 is his roll. That was his take watch. I
Oh,
rolled it
boy.
off of his macro.
Good.
So everything I roll is gonna be off of his macro. So let's see.
Good. It's not good.
In the distance,
In the middle of the
he
night.
hears just a loud like roar, and he kind of notices it. It's kind of towards like the north, and then other than that, the rest of his watch kind of goes uneventful.
Useless.
Does he tell the next person on watch that he hears this roar?
I don't think Moko would help anyone,
No,
but
he wouldn't say anything.
Moko's a bitch.
yeah, he'd be like, I don't think I want to tell anybody.
Mm.
But I keep that knowledge to myself because
Alright.
I'm good like that.
So Limra, you're up on your third watch. Please make your take watch.
I can't figure out how to whisper.
My
to the
take
GM.
watch.
Mhm.
Oops. Let's see.
Do you know how to whisper to the GM like a roll? Because I already figured out how to whisper to the GM, but I can't figure out how to roll. That's a nice roll.
What
How do you?
roll?
Start with whisper. and
Yeah,
goes
so
whisper
pretty
to-
much I look out in the distance
Nice
with
roll.
laser eyes, and I spot the dragon
Oh, like-
immediately, and pretty much keep
Yeah,
notice of where the dragon's at.
And I just shoot him with laser beam lava eyes,
Yeah.
and he dies.
Yeah, and it's just gone. I'm not googling this enough right now. All right, so you hear the same roars, Mike, through the night, and you pretty much have pinpointed kind of the exact
Macro?
direction he's in.
Just the direction?
The direction you don't see him. It's pretty far off, so you don't see it. You don't and you don't really.
Do I think that I can position myself better to look at him?
You
Of
would-
course, I'm invisible to him right now, but
Right, but no, you even if you, I mean, there's still a little pit there, but you wouldn't be able to see him even if with the darkness, you're not gonna be able to see how far away he is and where he's at. It's not like it's like roaring like in your
I
ear.
think my
ears
class has
bleeding.
night vision.
It definitely doesn't.
Okay, well, son of a bitch.
Where you go?
So, yeah, that's what you hear through the night. You just you have pinpointed where the dragon's at.
Okay.
All right. Well, during my watch, then I do try and wander a little bit towards the direction a little bit to see if I'm able to spot any better.
Okay, so you during your watch, you're gonna go wander off. Okay. So,
Sick. Just leaves everybody there to die.
Right. So he wanders out a little ways towards that direction.
I do plan on returning before end of my watch, so it's unnoticeable.
Right, I understand that. I'm gonna have to actually make me a defy danger with your int to see if you remember how to get back, because it's just complete snow.
Complete snow. I couldn't have followed my tracks back.
Nope, well,
Okay.
there's wind and everything else, man.
I only melt snow like crazy.
Ooh. All right, you get a +2 to your roll then,
Okay. Plus 2 to my
on top of your normal or your normal int roll,
defy danger plus int
and then so
plus
you make a
2
10.
to that.
So 10. So you find your way back with no problem. You have a really good idea. It's over one of the other mountain like peaks, like around the corner of it. You could get to it pretty easily. You couldn't see them, but you have like when you wake up in the morning, this is the direction we got to go, and this is how we're gonna get to them.
Hasn't been moved in a while, huh?
All right. Cool.
All right.
Connell, your roll. Take one.
Yes.
I don't think I have any macros since you don't care about them.
Nope. / roll 2d6. Damn. Well, 2 experience, guys. 2 rolls, 2 experience. I'm gonna roll. If you want to explain what happens, and then I can say what I want to do if I even have a choice. I rolled a 3, by the way.
Okay. So
Here we go.
Why do you guys suck at rolling so hard?
I'm gonna actually look something up here really fast.
I
You can-
passed 2 in a row. Oh, boss.
Okay, so during the night, with all the little with Mike's wandering off, Connell, you did Limra, did you tell him about where you heard him or anything like that before you went to bed or no?
Here we go. That's how you do
I
it.
think that my character said, I think I've kind of placed where he's at, and I did say where he was at. I didn't explain how I came to that conclusion. So I'm not sure if it would seem suspicious as to
Okay.
how I knew so much about it, but
Okay, so Connell,
I did it.
you're kind of paying attention to what'd you do? Oh, that's 'cause it's on this thing. That's what. It's over here.
I did it correctly. I figured out how to do it.
Cool. So you're watching, the direction that Limrod mentioned to you, where the dragons or where he supposedly thinks there's a dragon coming from.
Okay.
But what you don't hear is behind you these little itty bitty steps in the snow, and right before your watch is about to end, it's starting to get morning. Everybody's almost gonna be getting up. Probably in like next 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
You have this thing bite your hand and start dragging you backwards. Go ahead and take a best of 1d8 minus 2. Roll one more time.
Yep.
So you take 6 damage. Armor mitigates.
I can't believe I crit it.
Best crit.
What's my health?
It's some character sheet somewhere. It's somewhere probably close to like.
So I have
20.
14 health.
Okay. So when you get grabbed, you turn around and you see this little itty bitty like snow whelp. It's probably the size. It's a bigger size than a dog,
It's a snow dragon.
and it's just dragging you like along with it, like back towards like around the like another cave side. Hold on a minute, guys.
Okay. So I'm bit. It's not too dangerous because that's a fucking -2. So. Wonder why
That's
it's a
what you think.
Wonder why it's a -2. Oh well.
Hold on. There, I muted the stream so they can see it, but it's because it's itty bitty. So that's why.
See,
But how small is itty bitty?
It's like dog size, like decent, like you medium size,
kind
large
of
size dog.
Okay.
Like
I
lab
get
or
I
slightly
gotcha.
bigger.
So like a Momo sized. Okay.
So what you're saying is this thing doesn't seem too dangerous. Sneaky little. Mike, you are like really getting into something. What are you doing there, man?
I'm trying to hit 70, man.
Oh, he's playing Diablo.
Of course, I'm glad you're paying attention to it. So, Connell, you're being dragged away by this little dragon whelp. This
Yep.
little like pure white dragon whelp. What do you do?
Dragon.
It is a cold dragon. I was right.
Yeah, it's a little itty bitty whelp.
Okay.
Stab it in the throat.
Don't.
Don't tell Mo.
What weapon do I have?
You have a two-handed staff.
Okay.
You have your spell book, and you probably have magic missile, fireball, and I would assume invisibility picked for the night before since you haven't done your cast a spell stuff this morning.
So wait. What do I have?
Magic missile, fireball, invisibility.
And those are my 3 skills?
3 spells you have right now. Yeah, because you have up to 5 levels of spells, and you have
Okay.
2 level 1s and a level 3.
Okay, just give me like half a second.
And none of us have woken up, right?
No, because you haven't heard him. He hasn't even screamed out yet, apparently.
Help me!
He's just being dragged away, so that's what we're
Help
finding out what
me,
he's
I'm
doing.
a fancy wizard.
He's like 3 feet from where he was originally at right now.
Yeah, it's not really dragging me away that quickly.
Help me, I'm a fancy wizard.
Help me! It's trying
Alright,
to kiss me.
Damn.
So you cast a spell, so you have to choose one of those 3 options. You take a -1 ongoing until
Okay.
your next rest. You forget the spell, or you put yourself in unwanted danger. Put yourself in danger.
Unwanted danger.
So that's what you're picking?
I think so.
Okay, cool. So
Dragon
It's
well,
realistically the
unwanted
best one to
danger.
pick.
What's the worst that you could do?
Sweet dude, we're gonna
Alright.
have a big ass dragon come out of nowhere. Rest in peace.
So we're good then, yeah?
yeah, you got to you cast your fireball damage.
Yep.
And you just see you guys all wake
Which
up
is
to this gigantic like explosion of heat around you as just snow melts all around. And you deal 6 damage to it. You're lucky it ignores armor.
Wait, so do we wake up from the heat?
So you all wake up to this blast of heat, and you just turn and look, and you see this charred like piece of meat on the ground. And at the same time, you hear 2 like kind of like the Velociraptor sound up on one of the little like that ridge that Mike was trying to like dig a hole into earlier. Were 2 more little whelps there, and they jump down at Connell.
I want to defy danger with my con, and I'm going to put my staff in the way and block.
Okay, Go ahead and make your roll.
And hopefully that'll give time for the party to do some slash roll 2d6 plus 1.
7. So you can do that. If you do, one's gonna end up catching one of your hands.
That's fine.
You can take damage, or your other option is that you stop them from biting down you, like they kind of like biting them in it, but they pin you down to the ground. You kind of like fall into the snow and sink into the little bit like slush that's there. Which one would you rather have? You're knocked prone, or you take a hit. So you're taking a hit. So you take 3 damage, armor mitigate, so you took 2, so you're at 12 HP.
All right.
Right?
So Aaron,
Yep.
can I make? I want to make like a.
They're both on the staff right now.
Yeah, I want to take a like a fist thing with like one large spike, and I want to punch it into one of their heads.
Fisting. So you want to craft a gauntlet type like thing with the blade.
Yeah, pretty
All
much.
right, go ahead and make that. Connell, what is your max HP, just so I know?
19.
Thank you.
I'm keeping track on my...
Burning brand, right?
Burning Brand, yeah. I'm trying to keep track on my end, too.
Okay.
So you may choose one of them. Dangerous, it can either be hand, thrown or near, +1 damage, or remove the dangerous tag.
What if I don't choose hand, thrown, or near?
Then it's touch.
So pretty
Which
much.
means
it's
you'd have...
You have to be like right up next to
Here
them.
is like...
yeah, I'll do touch. So it will be
dagger.
touch, and I'll do
Fists is like... touch.
I'll take off the dangerous.
All right, so it's not dangerous. So you just craft this thing. The blade sticks out just a little bit past your hand, so it's not like super long, but it's
It's like brass knuckles.
kind of in a sense. But it's with a nice sharp.
But it's
point
fiery,
tool.
so hopefully if I get it in the brain, it'll singe it a little.
So you craft it.
Just a wee bit of singe.
These are both like sitting on top of Connell. He's just like fighting them back as they're trying to bite through his staff.
Can I puncture its head and go sleep?
You go ahead and try. Make your hack and slash.
All right, sweet.
Connell's very calm about this situation, by
Okay.
the way. That's why he didn't yell out.
Okay. And then so I hit it.
Bartok would have yelled out. He would have been like, ha!
So. Go and roll your damage first. For
Why
me,
does my
please.
hack and slash give me a? Did I do?
You didn't roll a plus int. Did you? So what's your int modifier?
My
It's a
int.
+3 now, right?
Yeah.
So you hit a
actually
10.
you hit a 12.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you just bust in this thing right in the side of the head. Roll your damage.
Make sure I do the right damage one.
Damage. You gotta roll it yourself.
Oh,
I
one.
think you're a D8. I think is what he does.
Yeah.
Yep. Sick.
4. So you slice into this thing, and it kind of grates along the flames kind of like smother out on the edge of it as it cuts into it. It doesn't seem to do as much damage as you think it would, and it kind of like it lets go of the staff. The other one's still like gnawing on it, trying to bite through it.
All right.
Soros is gonna go to defend Connell.
I'm gonna, I guess, hurt a poor little dragon because it's hurting our new mage friend.
Poor little dragon whelp, the thing that would literally rip your throat out if you stood still for half a second.
No, because if I stood still for half a second, I'd be fucking invisible.
9. All right. So what are you doing with that?
Punching one of the whelps that are attacking,
There's only
The new
one
mage.
left on
There's
it.
one.
Oh,
Yeah, there's only one on Connell.
attacking the
Yes.
last mage. I
Okay.
mean the last whelp on our
All right,
mage.
Go
What does
ahead.
he have? What does he have to choose for this?
I get to make a move, or I can deal damage to him. I think is what it is typically.
+1.
I can
think.
describe what happens.
Oh no, never mind. It's not +1. It
after-
just
So-
says.
No,
Yeah.
I'd like to describe what happens with this. You can say that happens, or if you have your own story. I'd like to imagine, because now there's only one on my staff, I want to swing my staff as Bomi punches it off with a staff. So like there's more momentum going into the
Sure,
punch.
that works. So this whelp, you just punch it. If you want, no, because you're not aid. You could have done an aid before.
I
But
was
it's-
I didn't want to interrupt, so that's why.
Okay. So what happens is he throws it towards you, and it kind of releases, and spins a little bit as you punch it. But at the same time, its tail whips around you and drags it with, and you both go tumbling off the edge
Oh,
of
sweet.
the side of the cliff.
And you both die.
Can you make me a Defy Danger plus your dex to see if you're able to grab on?
Is this where you just die? You just die from falling off the cliff, like right at the beginning. Oh
No,
my
sir.
god.
Nail it. So this thing
Nailed
has
it.
like wrapped, and you just grab on, throw it off you as it goes like falling, crying down into the clouds. Pretty much, you don't even see where it lands, and you just kind of flip. You just grab it and flip yourself back up onto onto like flat ground. Okay, there's still one left for Limrut.
Is there?
It's still it's kind of like it let go of the staff and is now kind of like crawling towards you, hissing.
I want to bring my staff down right on top of it, even if it won't kill it.
I'd like to hit it. Is it my turn to
You
hit?
can
Or?
both make a hack and slash. Go ahead.
Slash roll 26. Do I have minuses on my strength? I do.
Yes, you do.
All right, that is another failed roll. That is 3 out of 4 rolls
Okay.
failed.
Right.
Successful.
Perfectly. Go ahead and make your damage roll.
I missed, and it crawled up my staff and punched me in the face. I don't know.
4. All right, so you punch it. Same thing. You aim for like the other side, and the fire fades out a little bit, and it starts to bleed from that same like spot you hit it twice in now, but it's still not that bad. At that same time, it gets hit in the back by Connell's staff, and it turns and grabs the staff and just starts to crack it. The staff is now takes -1 damage when you use it
Forever? Or...
until you get a new staff.
Okay. Can I just like form it out of like a random branch and just take time to make a new staff, or does it
That
have
would
to
take
be
like a day to do, or you can just go
Alright.
buy one when you leave. But there's no trees up here, so
Right. No trees. Got it. -1 on damage.
Yep, -1 to the staff damage.
I have a big, huge stick.
So Sirius is actually gonna run up to this thing at this point, seeing that Connell is okay. He's gonna spend his hold to actually nothing actually. He can't really use his hold for that. So
He
Sirius
can't
is gonna
use
make
ult to deal damage?
He could. What's his level?
I don't see why not.
4. So yeah. So he kind of like runs in as this thing's like grabbed onto your staff, and he just thrusts his spear into the side of it, and it just splits right in half, and it just falls over and collapses, dead. And he goes, whew. He kind of pulls it out, wipes off his spear, goes, well, that was a good morning.
Am I able to eat the dragon that's been charred?
Yeah, the dragon actually would work out for your dungeon rations for the day.
Sweet.
It's nice and crispy. It tastes delicious. Kind of like a little bit like,
Can I taste its tears?
turducken. You do not taste its tears because its tears literally evaporated.
Oh.
When my fireball like nailed it, and
I say it could use some salt.
Mm-hmm.
But
I pull out some salt for you.
There's 2 non-charred whelps right next to you, snow dragons or snow whelps. There's the one charred one, and
are we able to
other than that-
skin them, and do their hides have any special qualities?
The hides look pretty tough.
they do.
Colonel says to.
You guys can give me a either you choose one person who's gonna skin them. They're either gonna roll their strength or their dex.
Oh, let me do it.
Oh,
I got two strength and 2 dex.
I'll do it. I'll do one.
He's
All
gonna.
right, so
fail
you'll
to
do
roll
one
it
and he'll do
for-
the other. So Bomi, go ahead and roll for 2d6 plus your strength or your whatever.
Oh.
So 10. So Bomi, you just see takes out. This is like the only time you ever seen Bomi actually pull out like a dagger or something like that. Like it's its own like little like cutting knife, and just starts like flips the whelp over, cuts like the chest open, starts like literally like perfectly skinning this thing. You end up with,
So she ripped out all the guts and.
well, the guts no, but like I mean, it literally is like skinned perfectly.
Yeah, it's just like have you ever seen a skinned deer? It's just like
So,
just meat now.
You have, and then Limrut, since you rolled a 7, you successfully did it, but yours isn't as pretty. It's kind of jagged in places. Some of it's unusable. So you guys have, I would say, a 1 and like 3/4 of dragon whelp scales, I guess you could put, or snow whelp scales.
Yeah.
And then we're just gonna say either Bomi or Limrut holds them. I would preferably say you probably should let Bomi hold them.
Yeah.
Add dragon scales.
So you have the
1
1 and 3/4, which
one-
is enough
wait.
probably to make
1 3/4
1.75.
dragon.
So, what do
Oh,
we know about dragons, like their sleeping habits when they go out to hunt, stuff like that?
Go ahead and give me a spout lore.
You got it.
You can take an additional plus 1 for your since you have had encounters with snow dragons before.
Oh, just +1, even though
Yeah.
we got them living around us before.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'll make that a 10.
I kind of assumed. Let me go ahead and pull this up here.
Yeah, jerk. In the meanwhile, I'll start casting weapons until I get a 10. Plus.
So, no, that's not how you can't do it right now. So, white dragons, also called ice dragons, snow dragons, they have a reputation. They're seen as dull and stupid creatures, but they're actually remarkably intelligent. It's just they're extremely savage. They're a beast more than like the intelligent like silver or like gold dragons. They don't really care for like intricate schemes or plans or like power. They just prefer to live as hunters. So, and like they collect treasure. So
is
you
this heart made out of ice?
it is not made out of ice. So
Okay.
they rely more on instinct than their intellect, which is why like stuff like you want to do, Mike, wouldn't work. Try to convince it. Although they live long and look distant, they do not worry about the future to an extent that their cousins do.
Well, if they live on strength, then
prefer-
I would be able to convince them that they actually don't have certain strengths.
Yeah, good luck with that one. So they prefer to live them.
It's a spell. What the heck?
It's also a creature, not a person. But
Yep,
It's an NPC,
not
a
an
non-played.
it's still,
I don't
it's still
consider
no.
it the
But that's
same.
the thing. In your mind, you go into the creature's mind. You're like, hey, you don't like broccoli now, and the creature's like, what is English?
What is
Except
broccoli?
this is an intelligent one, and it knows.
What is words?
So-
And I
But-
think even Aaron would argue that it could technically understand.
Problem is that instinct versus like that. And the instinct for this thing is literally to kill swiftly and efficiently, then eat it, and then ask it questions. It's literally a hunter. It's an ape in a sense, an apex predator. I hate using that thing, but it literally all it wants to do is hunt, kill, and eat.
All right, and then just for my character, would you be able to message me what loot I know they usually have?
They don't typically. I mean, they usually carry like a hoard of gold or stuff like that. But they
God,
also.
what did you
I'd like to, let me put it this way. I'd like my character to be able to kind of get at the loot before other people if possible.
You are not going to know anything this thing would have. I mean, you're gonna find like potentially like
if I know
shields.
where it is, you know,
It would be in its
like if I were to
Like-
loot Aaron, I'd know which pocket his wallet's in. So I'd be the first one to check the loot.
right. Okay.
That's if you get the kill deed.
By the way,
If you
There's
say-
a
Nice.
there's a system around these parts, boy.
I leveled.
Yeah, well,
Yay.
if you get paid for what you do in my world.
So, you guys, all right. You guys have finished killing these 3 whelps off. You're kind of relaxing. Valencia and Jack are just kind of sitting in the back, like, "Good job, boys." She kind of like Valencia walks up to Connor and goes, "That was impressive. Thanks for the food." She like pulls off one of the legs and like bites into it.
It's raw.
So
Oh, no,
she's
it's
very like girly and nice, but then when food's around, she's like, ah.
Well,
She's savage,
like,
dude.
Well, she's out in the wilderness right now. She doesn't have to be girly when she's out in the wilderness.
Do I know that, like, when the snow dragon will be leaving and coming back, should it probably be sleeping during the morning?
You would assume it. Oh, let's see here. Is it nocturnal? This is actually an important question here.
Because I'm wondering when we should be approaching the direction of its cave.
All right, you know, I'll actually let you do this one. Is it nocturnal? You can answer this question. Does it hunt at night specifically?
I feel like it's one that usually hunts. It's kind of like cats. Let's put it that way. So it has good vision, but its vision is at its utmost during the sunset.
Okay, so it's actually the opposite of like a Rain of Fire, where that was their weak point. So
Yes.
so at the twilight times, that's their best time for sight. At
And
night,
this is just for snow dragons.
correct. Do they see well at night? Or,
And in the dark, actually, cats also, they can't see. They are just like humans when it's pitch black or when it's really dark out. It just so happens that when there is low lighting, that they are above anything else in sight.
well, like
One word to describe us all.
Blind as fuck.
nerds, nerd. Okay, we know they're brutal with their tails, their claws, their mouth. What you would also know is they do have a ice breath, a snow breath that can freeze either parts of the body, the whole body, and that over time it will sap the heat from your body, and you'll eventually just die freezing to death. Unless
By the way, when all this
Does
is
it affect
happening,
me the same as other characters?
technically you would get like I would give you a bonus on it if it ever actually hit you, but in a sense, yes, it would. It depends on how you roll, how powerful it is.
he's relaying
Sorry,
this stuff to
break
us,
out.
right?
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys are talking. You're
He's not.
discussing this
He's
at
not
this point.
pulling a Moko and be
Yeah.
like, keep this all. This
So
information."
I'm reenacting the actual attack on our village, leaving out the
I'm
part
like a little.
where I went, leaving out the specifics of me going berserk, but up until I lost consciousness, pretty much describing like the dragon like freezing groups of my people, and they were also like technically like me, and I show like my hands, I can make them really hot and stuff. I'm like, the breath was cold enough to freeze us solid for up to minutes at a time sometimes if we didn't have strong flames within our souls. Even the strongest souled flames such as myself would get frozen for upwards of 10-20 seconds, which is a blink of an eye. The dragon would chomp down and your arm would shatter or something else.
Can we say during this, like, he uses his flames and has like a little reenactment going on with the dragon, and it's like
That would be
it's
cool.
tiny.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a lot cooler. Just like there's little tiny flame people in a little tiny flame village.
Something
Just-
you've committed to memory so much that you literally can create it out of your flames.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
So okay, so you know that. You also know that they aren't. They're going to use whatever means they can to attack you. So if you're weak in the on trying to hit them in the air, they're going to stay in the air for as long as they possibly can before they have to rest.
Yeah, they're very intelligent, so they aren't gonna like fall to stuff. If you try and hold their young hostage, they'll probably still just kill the young in the process. They're brutal but intelligent, and they're for themselves. What the heck,
That's-
man?
That's pretty much what you know about snow dragons. So, and he points. So George kind of looks and goes, "All right. So which way are we going?" I'm sure that the egg is where the
So I
dragon's
tell,
at.
yeah, I tell them where the cave is probably in the direction of. I let them know that hey, like they, I guess, hunt during the afternoon. So our best bet's to either get there to try and stay around the cave, wait for them to leave for the hunt, and then try and get into the cave and find a good place to kind of position for either attack or fight. Because if it catches us outside the cave, it's going to be very difficult to do anything. But our main objective, I think, from my perspective of my character, is to get to the cave without it seeing us, and then even if it were to come out of its cave, rush into the cave, because then it has to land.
Okay. So, are you guys ready to move on towards this potential cave and or nest?
Sure, dude.